I'm here to talk to you about a near-perfect MetaTrader 5 or MetaTrader 4 system that you've probably never heard about before. You've probably jumped from one system to the next, not really finding out what actually works for you. Well, I've tried this system on a fairly large account for over 4 months now, and I've made almost 9,000 pips with this trading strategy, and it also backtests on 7 different trading pairs for 21 years. So let's get into what the system's all about and how you can profit with it. Over the past 4 months, I've been using this really awesome software, the Comeback Kid Manager EA. It's basically a dual function algorithm. It trades on autopilot and also functions as a trade manager as well. And you can run it in a hybrid way, so you can basically use both. And I'm going to get into the details, but first I want to show you my results with it through my FX book. So this is a verified account through my FX book. I started on June 16th with $31,554. My drawdown is low at 9%. My profit's almost 18%. My average profit per month is about 4.5%. So this is a good algorithm to run with prop firms like My Forex Funds or FTMO, or there's so many of them out there now that have a good rule set. And this is a good algorithm to manage conservative risk, low drawdown, good profit, and to really work with the market in a positive way. And so I've been trading for 16 years now. This is just one of my trading accounts. I'm a full-time trader. I make enough from my trading alone for a full-time income. So you're just seeing one of the accounts that I'm trading here with the Comeback Kid Manager EA. So let's get back to the slideshow, show you how I've been benefiting from this awesome MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 system in algorithm through a couple of points that I found pretty important. So there's 10 reasons here on how this algorithm can really transform you as a trader and give you that edge that you've been looking for. So it uses an easy to understand indicator system. So we're using 5 indicators to show you basically what the market is doing and where it's going. So what that looks like is this is the Comeback Kid Manager EA right here at the top left. This is the MetaTrader 5 version. Now this is a paid system, a paid trading algorithm EA system for MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. Don't let that turn you off, because most free systems out there are just not great, and they don't function very well. You have to get up in the middle of the night to trade them because, well, they just don't give you a lot. This is a trading system. This is an algorithm. This is an auto trading EA. There's so much here that you can benefit from, even though it's paid. All right, so this is the MetaTrader 5 version. It includes 5 indicators that you can see right here. So these are buttons that you can click, and it automatically shows the indicators on the chart. So we're going to click those right now and show you what those look like. So we're running 2 trend indicators, the trend indicator down here at the bottom, which is based off the ADX. We're also running a trend indicator that's based on the super trend indicator. I'm going to see if I can show you what that looks like. I got to zoom out a little bit to show you. Okay, so that's the super trend right here. You've probably seen this indicator before. And we're running the super trend and the ADX on 2 different time frames to show us long-term trends to give us a better idea of where the market is headed. So this is an oscillator that's showing us extreme conditions in the market and where good places would be to enter with and against the trend. So we're also using the ENG indicator, which is an indicator that is of my own design. And it shows me arrows right here when we have certain candlestick patterns that are good for reversals or continuations of trends. So we look for those reversals of trends or continuations of trend arrows based on the ENG candles when all our indicators are in agreement with the trends and our oscillator is in an extreme condition. And when our oscillator is in an extreme condition with this green cloud and we have an arrow indicator that's showing us a potential bounce, that's when we enter into the market. So you can see that's what we're looking for. It's really easy to understand with the trading system, really based on colors, so you don't have to try to figure out all these patterns and stuff like that. Everything is shown to you, easy to understand, and the ENG candles actually alerts you when a signal pops up. So when a pattern happens, a reversal pattern happens, you get an alert, a pop-up alert, and you can also push that alert to your phone so you can get the alert on your phone. So going back to the slideshow, uses trailing stops to push more profit on your good trades. So you're probably wondering what that actually means. If I scroll back a little bit, you can see that, and I'm going to zoom in here on our trade setup. So this trade right here meets all of our criteria. So we have our ENG, our oscillator, our two trend indicators, and our support resistance is showing us in a really good area for a potential continuation of this trade. So we have our entry right after the candle formation showed, and our alert popped up. So we entered the trade, and we were able to come out with 60 pips on this setup right here. So this setup went 60 pips, and by using a trailing stop. And the trailing stop was able to squeeze out a lot of profit in this situation. I know it went up even higher, but we were still able to come out with 60 pips on this trade setup because it was a good take. And the idea of letting your profits ride is what we're working with our single order trades that go into our favor. Okay. So what about our trades that maybe don't work out so well on our first trade setup? So for example, this one right here that we took with the buy button right here. Okay, so this was a buy trade that we took with the button, and the market went against us. It went down. It went to this pivot level right here, so our daily pivot level. This is a natural support resistance area for that day, and gives you for that day, and it changes on a daily basis, which is really cool. So it shows us natural support resistance for that day based on the volatility of the market, where it's headed, where it's going, what it's doing. And you can see that our second trade entered right here. This is the algorithm finding the best second trade opportunity to enter into the market for a potential bounce. It didn't quite get it, went a little bit lower, went just beyond the support level of 1. And when we got another candle formation on the ENG, the candle formation gave us a third order, and all orders were able to close out on that bounce. That third order finally gave us the bounce that we're looking for, and averaging in profit from all orders closing out at the same time. So that's what we're looking for when we're doing multiple order trading. The algorithm comes by default with multiple order trading as its default, and that's what we look for averaging into our positions. And so we were able to come out with a decent amount of profit on this trade, but we were able to come out with even more profit on this trade. So the algorithm rewards you for the good trades that you take with or against the trend. All right, so back to our slideshow. So number 3 is what we're going to be covering now. Minimal chart time to be profitable. So that's really something that I wanted to be a big point for the Comeback Kid Manager EA, and why I find it beneficial in my trading is because I don't have to stand and sit at watching the charts all day, because I have alerts that pop up, and I can just check every once in a while to see what the markets are doing, if price is near our daily support and resistance areas, and if the ENG candles right here is showing us patterns that are taking place, then I have a good opportunity to enter the market. And so I don't have to just stand watching the charts all day unless I want to. It's all up to you. Okay, number 4. Can be a full-time trader or a part-time trader. This is a system that allows you for that flexibility with your schedule. I'm a full-time trader, and this is what I do for my job. And so I can choose to look at the charts all day if I want, but I don't really like to, because I've been doing it for 16 years now. And so if you're a part-time trader and you have a job, and then you can just have the alerts show you when there's a good opportunity with the trend or against the trend, if it's all up to you, and you can still do your day job. And this is something that's really, really important, and something that most traders don't have access to. They think that, oh, I need to be a full-time trader in order for this to work. You can actually be a profitable part-time trader and make this work as a full-time income, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so the next one is number 5. Uses multiple order trading to gain an edge. Now, I already talked about this a little bit, and this is one of the strong points of the Comeback Kid Manager EA, and something that most traders are not doing. They're always working with single order trades, thinking that a stop loss is always going to protect you. And a stop loss is definitely going to protect you, but you also have access within the Comeback Kid Manager EA settings to have an equity stop loss, or a stop loss on each trade, or a stop loss on multiple trades. It's all up to you and what you want to do. By default, we don't have a stop loss. That's something that I want you to look for with your trading. What is a good stop loss setting for you? For me, on my account, as you see here, I have a 15% loss cutoff. That's my maximum drawdown that I'm looking for on my settings. And then my settings are basically the default. And once my account hits a 15% drawdown, I cut for losses and look to recover my losses within a 3 to 4 month period. So that is how I strategize and how I look for my trading, and that's what I've been doing over the last 2 years or so. All right, so that's something that you should be looking for your trading. And the reason why I do that is because it gives me more flexibility. And it allows me to give me more chances to find that opportunity of bounce. So for this example, trade 1 went against me. Trade 2, the algorithm entered in the market. It went against the algorithm. The algorithm entered number 3. It was able to find that number 3 position and find that bounce and get out in profit. That's why multiple order trading is so powerful, is because it gives us multiple chances, more flexibility to approach the market in a new way without having to make so many predictions with a stop loss on each order, a take profit on each order, and a prediction of where the market will go with our order entry. So that's 3 predictions. And in this case, we have more chances to get out of our trade into a profitable way by averaging in on the position. Okay, so the next one we want to do is talk about is number 6. Uses support and resistance in the ATR to adapt to the pair that it's trading. So we're trading on six pairs. And those are the best pairs to trade with the Comeback Kid Manager EA. And I'm going to briefly go over, exit the slideshow, to show you what we're talking about. So the strategy tester that I used with the Comeback Kid Manager EA, I used Dukas Copy's data. So this is the best data that you can pretty much get. It's paid data. I wanted to make sure that to do the back testing right, using 99% modeling quality for the back test, and I ran them for 21 years for each of the pairs that were being traded. So we're trading on 7 different pairs. So we're running the Euro US dollar, the Pound US dollar, the US dollar Japanese yen, the Aussie USD, the US dollar CAD, the US dollar Swiss franc, and gold. So this algorithm actually trades gold. So that should excite a lot of you, because I know that so many of you out there love to trade gold. It's a really volatile pair. It can be dangerous, but this algorithm, the Comeback Kid Manager EA, works really well with it. You can see that 21 years of history on the gold is pretty impressive. So drawdown is really quite low on most of these pairs, 16.42% with the Euro US dollar, and the Pound US dollar, one of the lower ones, so it's well with 15%. We do have some higher drawdown with the US dollar Japanese yen at 28%, but it's still very manageable, especially when 21 years of back history is considered. So the 28% drawdown was hit only one time in its history, and it was way early on. You can see in the test right here, these are very public. You can view these yourself as well. And then we had one that was pretty close, probably around 15% right here, and then everything else was really smooth. So that's 21 years of really smooth data. So if you're looking to increase your risk on the Comeback Kid Manager EA above what I'm using with the default settings, you can do that. But that's something that's going to be up in your field. It's not something that I recommend. But if you want to push the risk, you can easily make more profit than 4% a month. But realize that in the history of the 21 years, that we did hit higher periods of drawdown. They were very, very rare, but they still did happen. Okay, so let's go back to the slideshow and show you what we're looking at here. Okay, so the next point we want to cover is the comfortable 21-year back tests. And the back tests I just showed you, so they're pretty impressive and something that you can look at and gain on your own time. You can also do your own back tests. I also forgot to mention number 6, the support and resistance in the ATR. So the algorithm actually uses that in its settings. It uses the ATR and the support and resistance automatically to find the best places to re-enter the market. And then I showed you as an example right here and here. It's looking at the support and resistance. It's looking at the ATR to find the best places to re-enter the market to get you out of the position on complete autopilot. Really awesome. Okay, so let's jump to number 8. Can be run in the tester using auto and manual trade entries to test your strategy. So this is something that you can check out. I have a PDF manual that for the Comeback Kid Manager EA that goes over each of the settings that are available in the algorithm. I also have some videos on the more complicated to understand settings or inputs within the algorithm. So you have a video explanation of what it is that it does and how it functions. And so you can check this out on your own time. You don't have to purchase the Comeback Kid Manager EA to figure that out, but that's something that you can check out. I showed the back testing, how it's done, and I'd give a quick tutorial on how that's done and how you can benefit from back testing to give you a better idea of how to approach the market in the future. All right, so the next part, number 9. So they can be used on with any MT4 or MT5 trading system. So you don't have to use the included trading system that you see here. You can if you want, but you can just unload all the, uncheck all the boxes right here, and it basically shows you an empty chart. So you can run your own template, your own system through MetaTrader 5 or MetaTrader 4. Keep in mind that the MetaTrader 4 version doesn't include the indicators, so you will have to go through our Discord group if you purchase the MetaTrader 4 version to get those indicators so you can load them on chart. But they are available. MetaTrader 4 is older. It just doesn't allow you, it doesn't have the same functionality as the newer MetaTrader 5. I thought I would pop in here and give you a quick example of how the Comeback Kid Manager EA approaches the market with its auto trading function and how you should probably be approaching the market using its included 5 indicators, especially if you're a trend trader. So this is just a quick example. I'm going to be doing a full tutorial series for the Comeback Kid Manager EA, which basically shows how you can become a profitable trader just by watching this video series and owning the Comeback Kid Manager EA. All right, so this is what a typical trend looks like, right? And this is how people like to approach the market. They look for breakouts of these levels, right? That's the most simple way of approaching a trending market and for traders to try to find those breakouts. And the other traders will look for trying to find those pullbacks so they can catch the entire move before it continues up. So there's risks involved in both of these ideas. The first one of the breakout idea is price could basically go a little bit higher and then fall like a ton of bricks, and you get wiped out. Typically your stop loss would be something like right here. This is a very standardized way of how most traders, retail traders, approach the market, and there's so many problems with it, and there's a lack of originality that really the banks can take money from the retailers easily because they know exactly how they trade, because everybody trades like this. So they get knocked out because of getting a fake breakout. They get knocked out because they don't know when the market's going to reverse at this point. And so you're kind of stuck, right? So how do we approach the market in a better way to avoid these pitfalls? So what I typically look for and how a trend is a more complex trend is something like this. So that is what I see more of what's happening. It's not usually this easy to read type of new higher highs or higher lows. That's a very standardized approach that doesn't happen too often, and it really tricks out a lot of traders. So what most people will do is, in this situation right here, is they enter down here trying to find that continuation, and the market continues lower. And then they try to enter again, continues lower, they keep getting stopped out. And eventually it just shoots up, right? And they're like, oh, I missed my trading opportunity. And so what we want to do in that situation is we want to wait for more of a pullback to happen, because typically what happens is the market will expand, retract, expand, retract, and expand, retract. And it's hard to find how big these pullbacks or these retracements will take place. It's difficult to know when the continuation will happen. So what I typically will do is I look for that market to expand, but I look for a substantial pullback to happen. And in this case, it wasn't very big. So I'm not looking to enter here. This is not where I'm looking to enter. I'm looking for it to continue up and show me that, okay, well now we've established a good trend. Then it moved down and it broke the last level down here, right? In that case, people are like, oh my gosh, it's going to go on the downside. It's changing trend direction. Now it's complicated. And so in this case, because this nice pullback, and I'm looking at the lowest low point of here of the entire move, this is where I'm looking to enter with the Comeback Kid Manager EA, either manually or with on autopilot, because the autopilot function within the Comeback Kid Manager EA is really good at finding these moments. Sometimes it might catch the smaller pullbacks, but this is what it's looking for. And then that's when it catches that bigger move. In this pullback right here, it's bigger than the one previously, so this could be a potential option. But this is the one, again, I'm looking for, a more substantial move, and we're still in an uptrend on that entire example right here. So guys, this is just a quick rundown of what the Comeback Kid Manager EA looks for in its trend trading and what you should be looking for as well. A bigger, longer tutorial series is coming out. Hopefully you can watch that. Okay, so back to the slideshow. So the number 10. Number 10 is our last one. Has a better chance of making you profitable over pretty much every MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 system. This is something that I'm a strong believer of. I've been a trader for 16 years. I've been doing this for full-time for the last 2 years. I have created over 1,000 trading systems. I've basically explored about 5,000 indicators through MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. I've created over 170 algorithms over the last 8 years. And this is basically something that is beyond anything that I've seen before or anything that I've really used. And it's really quite impressive. And I think that there's a lot here. There's a lot to understand, but it's nothing that you can't learn with time. Everything is really quite easy because if you go back to the system, basically all you have to do is find out what's going on with the indicators. Sorry about that. And figure out where the best place to enter the market based on the indicators, what the indicators are showing. Click a button, and then let the algorithm manage your position on autopilot. It's so easy to understand, and the more that you understand it, the better that you'll be able to get at mastering it and having a very clean edge for any prop firm or your trading account, whatever it is. And I really think that it's going to give you that edge that you're looking for. And it really is probably the best trading system that is available to pretty much any trader. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe. And hopefully I can catch you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.